Hey Josh, it's Friday, and first off, to answer your question from last week, there's a lot of political things that I am very adamant about. I don't know if I've said a lot of them on in videos, but there's a lot. Most of which boil down to giving basic human rights to people, which seems to be something that people have a hard time doing sometimes. Anyway, I'm not gonna make this a political video because I don't know nearly enough about politics to make that good. You good there, Misty? Sorry, Misty has zoomies right now, which she always has them. So, anyway, instead for this video, I had an idea for the video, but my mind just blanked. In case you can't tell, I have been doing some painting. You can kind of see it on this hand as well. I've got a lot of D&D games coming up, and a lot of characters that I need to paint minis for. And also, one of my characters just died. My longest running character died. It was on Monday actually. My longest running character in amount of years playing that character died. And I didn't know what I was gonna do for my next character for a little while. I had a backup character because I was expecting him to die. Not that I wanted him to, but I want to make that clear. I did not want him to die. I just was expecting it to happen due to either my own stupidity or something that made sense for my character to do. So yeah. But yeah, he died, which Varys Amakir, my wood elf swashbuckler rogue that I have been playing since 2017. So that's 5 years. Probably actually a little over 5 years, because I think it was summer of 2017 when I made him. It was either spring or summer, one of those two. So yeah, it's been about 5.5 years, give or take a couple months. And yeah, it kind of, I don't know, like we're at a high enough level where we have access to spells that can bring him back, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I really want him to come back because this is the first real death that we've had in the group, and so it's just kind of a realization almost of like, oh, we're not nearly as immortal as we thought we were. Because we're doing Tyranny of Dragons, so my very first game that is still going on, because school and COVID, and yeah. But yeah, so it's been a bit of a weird past few days, because I keep going between like three different characters that I have concepts for. I kind of threw one out already because he didn't really have any stakes the in the story, but the one that I think I'm gonna be going with, which is kind of not sure yet because I kind of want to branch away from this a bit, but is my old character, Varys Amakir's son. Unbeknownst to Varys that he exists, he is a half elf because a long, long time ago, I think I actually talked about this in a video. We all made NPCs for are characters in that game that would come and do some stuff with us. And the character that I made was Sibylla something something. I don't remember. I don't remember her last name. Um, who was Varys's previous love interest, and they are still. I have to sneeze. Jeez. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, they are still. It's hard to explain their their relationship because it's like they don't actively like make time to seek each other out, but more in a way of like if they see each other, they will go out on a few dates, sort of thing. I can thank Ellen for that that description, which seemed very appropriate. But anyway, the reason that I came up with this character was because, actually, speaking of Alan, their character, they're playing a half elf monk who was basically abandoned at the monastery that she was raised in. Um, Never knew her parents, never knew, was given the last name Ward because she was a ward of the state. Um, and this all came out in a pretty emotional roleplay moment between Ellen and I, because one of the things that I was trying to do with Varys was sort of have some sort of roleplay moment with all of the main characters that we have in that game. And I pretty much only got to two of them out of the five or so that are regulars. Definitely was not getting to all 15 of us that have been in that party. That was a ridiculous party. Um, but yeah, so in one of these not emotional, one of these roleplay moments that got emotional, Marona then revealed to Varys that she never had a last name. She would give anything to have a last name that is hers and not shared by all of these other people. And so from that moment in that game, which was like 2 weeks before, a week and a half to 2 weeks probably before Varys's death, he had been working on forging legal documents to officially make Marona his daughter, which was kind of shoehorned in at the very end. Like it wasn't originally going to be that, but I was just like, yeah, he's dead. I may as well do it that way. God, that's sad to to say it that way, but yeah. I was like, he's dead. So what does it? He didn't really have any stake in the party. Like the only real thing that is left for him to potentially do would be a father figure to Marona, but Marona has a different father figure in Elijah's character. Arness, I almost called him Asmazio, that's his character for another game. Because they have a lot of very similar things going on with between them, and so it just made more sense for him to be the father figure rather than Varys. So I kind of scrapped that idea. So about the only thing left for him to do would be basically retire and try and live a normal life with Sibylla. So if he does get brought back, that's probably still going to be what I end up doing for him, but at the same time, I really don't want him to come back because, like I said, it was kind of an eye-opening moment for the party and sort of like an, oh crap, we are not as immortal as we thought we were. If our second hardest person to kill died, then all of us are doomed. Not doomed, but all of us really need to work on not being work on like being smart with things and such, because, not going charging into a dragon's lair might be a good idea. But yeah, so... Oh, I am already over 10 minutes. Forgive me. I sneezed in the middle of it, so I guess I can count that as cutting that out. So I guess that'll do it for this video. So Josh, my question for you is, what was the hardest hitting character death that you've dealt with? Either a character that you played or a character that someone else in the party played. So that'll do it for this video. So Josh, I will see you on Monday or Tuesday. Later, bro.